So welcome back to Hannah's route. Luckily I had the beginning of Hannah's route saved, so I just went to the map trigger, where I needed to select the right locations for the portal devices, and I messed that up on purpose. And after that all the dialogue was the same until this point, where Wakui had attacked us, and we decided to go to the Ikariwo to save Kurisu. But because I chose the wrong answers on purpose, we're heading towards a bad ending. And this is the part where it apparently diverges. If you wanted to get to the Ikariwo, you would have to avoid the monsters appearing from the portal device. Fortunately, after everyone's efforts yesterday, we knew where they were. Except because I pointed out faulty intel, we will probably get eaten. I had the location saved on my Pokécom. We could use it to take the safest and shortest route to the Ikariwo. Husky looked gloomy. We were going to die. I didn't blame her, but that didn't mean we could stay here. If we didn't go, we couldn't save Kurisu.
行こう。
I heard Husky on as we headed for the station. But I had underestimated things. I had underestimated how dangerous Shibuya was. I had underestimated how much the delusion Kasky had created had echoed. I had underestimated everything. I ran and ran and found myself in the typical Shibuya back alley. How had this happened? There was a terrifying roar from behind us. The footsteps were loud enough to shake the ground, and we were getting closer. I turned back, afraid and in despair. A huge red dragon thing was following us through the narrow alley. Kasky was clinging to my arm, completely out of breath. How had this happened? To put it simply, the map was wrong. There was a discrepancy between the map we had made for the portal devices and where they really were. And because of that, I went straight into the monsters like an idiot. It was my mistake. I'd been careless. I should have been more careful when going over all of this with the newspaper club yesterday. But now that I had screwed up, there was no sense in dwelling on yesterday's mistakes. At this rate, we would both end up as dragon food. I wouldn't make it to the Ikariwo, and I wouldn't be able to save Kurisu. I didn't plan on surviving anyway, but I had hoped at least that Kurisu could. But if I got eaten by a monster here, I would die for nothing. Husky was still panting, her shoulders shaking with pain. Her forehead was covered in sweat. I couldn't count on her for anything for a while. This was my screw up, and I had to be the one to fix it. I looked around. I was looking for my D-sword. If I could use that weapon, too. I'd seen Arimura and Kasky use it, and I knew well how powerful it was. Maybe that would be enough for me to fight back against that monster. will be better than trying my karate at least. So come on, Lizard, appear. Of course, I had no guarantee it would. It was too much to hope for, and I might find my Lizard here. But I had to pray anyway. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it anywhere.
なんでだよ。ちょっとぐらいこっちの頼みを聞いてくれてもいいじゃないか。
I couldn't help but complain to God, or maybe fate. In the face of death, in the face of overwhelming power, why couldn't they at least give me a little hope?
出てきてくれよ、ディソード!
I screamed. And the monster screamed too. Oh no, I had pissed it off. And it was finally starting to calm down. I put my hand over my mouth to stifle a moan of terror, and in my mind I tried to focus on using the only weapon I had. I was looking at a scooter parked on the road. I glared at it and grit down on my teeth. I focused. Move, I said. If I could use my power to slam it into the monster's head, I could buy us time. Even if I couldn't use the deed sword, if I could at least use this. I wasn't able to use it at all when I'd been chased by the pyrokinetic, but this time... Move, 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 move. That's what you're for, right? That's why I was given this power, right? In comics and anime, your power always awakens at times like this. Now, it has to be now. I can't die here. I need to save Carissa. So move, move, move. Move, 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 move.
動け!
I screamed. I focused. I bit down so hard that I drew blood. But my power didn't appear. Heaven had given up on me. It was telling me to die here. Sure, I'll die. I planned on dying anyway. But at least, let me choose where I die. This isn't fair.
カズキ、
Once again,
助けてくれ。
I made a selfish request.
あの化け物を何とかしてくれ。
Of this tiny, weak, and silent little girl. I gave up and entrusted everything to her.
このままじゃ僕ら死ぬ。光をにも行けずに死んじゃうんだぞ。
Kazuki had finally caught her breath. She gulped once and moved away from me towards the monster.
なんとかなるんだな。 とかしてくれるんだよな。
She shook her head.
そんなのわからないかもだけど。できることやるしかないから。
That is all she said.
フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。
That's what she screamed.
フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。
She was trying to use her words to make a delusion echo again.
フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。
But
無駄だ。
it's hopeless, Kazuki. Your words won't echo to Shibuya right now. They won't spread. There's a curfew. No one's out here to hear you.
フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。
Kazuki must have known it was useless too. But she kept screaming.
フレイムアークドラゴンは死ぬ。
But even her sad, useless struggle was cut off by a roar that shook the air. The monster had been keeping its distance, but now it howled and charged again. Its huge red body bore down on us. There was nowhere to run. We were going to be eaten. Just like that reporter.
カズキ、なんとかしてくれ。
Kazuki readied the D-sword. She stood in front of the monster. Damn, Kazuki is way braver than Takeru at this point. She was so small compared to it. But I still had hope. Maybe the sword could do it. Maybe the D-sword. The D-sword could surely kill the monster. Kazuki attacked. She charged at the monster and swung the sword down.
行け、切れ。
We were going to survive and make it to the Ikari wall. So please, survive, Kazuki. But of course, reality wasn't so kind. The monster howled once more and whipped out its front leg. Kazuki's body flew away. Its legs were thicker than tree trunks, and its claws were sharp. It was a simple matter for it to tear apart a human body. It was just like stepping on an insect. Kazuki was killed. It happened so fast, I couldn't even follow it. But still I screamed. My strength fled from my legs. And the next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground. I couldn't stand. I didn't have the strength. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was an idiot. I was wrong to ever think I could take a monster like this head on. It didn't matter whether I was using my power or the D-sword. The monster ignored the bloody lump that had once been Kazuki and turned towards me. I underestimated it. All the monsters in Shibuya were just so unreal. But I felt I was playing a game. I thought that I would be the one person who was okay. I thought that since Kalski had created the delusions, they wouldn't attack her. But Kalski was dead. She had been slaughtered by the delusions she had created. This was insane. I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to think it was real. A huge straw swung down in front of me. The breath that came out of it smelled terrible. Terror pierced my body as I heard the monster roar. I was forced to realize that I was powerless to do anything but become its next prey. The monster put no special thought into eating its prey. It just ate what was in front of it. The dragon opened its mouth. I saw countless rows of fangs. It could crush a human skull the same way I could eat a candy bar. I'm sorry, Kurisu. In the end, I couldn't do anything at all. I couldn't save anyone at all. This was all my fault. And now, it was time to take responsibility for all the chaos I had caused. Oh, that sound! One thing that really stands out in this game is just the unreal sound effects. I could feel the monster's fangs bite deep into my body. And I could tell it had bitten off my torso, just before everything went black. I realized that this was what it meant to become something thinner. And that's Kazuki's bad ending. And now we have only Uki's bad endings left, and there are 4 of those. So it's time to watch all the bad endings for the Uki route, of which there are 4. And the first one is actually at the first illusion choice. You need to choose negative. And this one will lead, I think, directly to a bad ending. Since we got stabbed. Man, it hurts. There is so much blood in my mouth, I can't breathe. I tried to get up and breathe, but my body wasn't moving. I tried to scream, but my mouth was no longer capable of forming words. The only sound I made was the sound of blood gurgling out from my mouth. Soon, the midway scream stopped, and I felt something land on top of my body. Well, that was fast. So this is the third illusion in this route. The second illusion was the one with the love letter. And to get the second bad ending, we need to choose negative. Everything was right in front of me. Believe, and you shall be saved.
待った。
Just as I took a step towards her. I heard the loud footsteps coming up the outside stairs. The footsteps stopped, and then I heard the door open. I turned around and saw. Who was that? I turned around. Of course, it's Hidarico again. I froze in place when I saw who it was. The temperature in my body dropped rapidly, and my heart turned to ice. It was her. Hidarico. Pyrokinetic, I thought was dead. My stomach started to shake from the tension. The terror tried up my throat, and all the nerves in my body seemed to shut out. My knees were shaking. I need to run, or she would kill me. She would kill me. But the sheer hatred in her eyes overwhelmed me to the point where I couldn't move a single muscle. I couldn't move. Everything was stuck in place. My body was moving, even though I told it so. It's all your fault. Die! The woman in front of me said nothing, but it felt like I could hear her whispering to me. A scream burst from my throat. And the next second, my body burst into flames. Strangely, there wasn't that much pain, but my brain was telling me clearly that I was in mortal danger. There was the terrible smell of scorching protein and burning hair. Burns do a lot more damage to the body than people think. Burns over just half the body were enough to kill you. From the intensity of the heat, I could tell that over 80% of my body had been burned. And there were probably 30-degree burns too. A burn that damages all layers of the skin, as well as the tissue underneath. Second-degree and higher burns require immediate hospitalization. A third-degree burn was bad enough that instead of pain, you felt nothing at all. There was no way to save me. The pyrokinetic flames were burning me alive. I rolled around and tried to put out the fire as best as I could, but it was simply the last impulsive struggle out of my survival instincts. The fire was so hot that all the oxygen around me had vanished, and I was starting to suffocate. Why was this happening? I thought she was dead. So why? As everything started to fade away, I could see Uki walking up to me, crying and sniffling. In her hand was a beautiful D-sword. The last thing I saw was the way it shone in the light of the fire. It's surprising how often Hidarico pops up as a delusion. Apparently, when you choose nothing and just stay neutral, that leads to the third bad ending. No, I didn't need anything else. Everything was right in front of me. believe, and you shall be saved.
待った。
Just as I took a step towards her, I heard loud footsteps coming up the outside stairs. The footsteps stopped, and then I heard the door open. I turned and saw. Of course, this was the entrance to a store. There were always going to be footsteps of people coming in and out. I ignored it and started to walk forward. Suddenly, I lost my balance. I was overtaken with surprise. My body was flailing backwards. I could guess the cause. A person had come up to me from behind and grabbed me by the collar and then flung me backwards. I fell down with tremendous speed. I do wonder who it is. My back slammed down on the middle of the stairs. I bounced off and fell more, and this time I hit my neck. Ow! So that's it. We're getting thrown off the stairs by an unknown assailant and end up with her neck broken. My body was righted at the bottom of the stairs. Strangely, I didn't feel any pain. My brain was emitting chemicals to dull the pain. But I could tell, not only had I fractured my skull, but I had heard the sound of my neck snapping. I could tell there was no saving me now. The flame of my life had been burning so brightly a moment ago, and now it was about to be blown out so easily. But why? Why did this happen to me? And who was it who was staring at me from the top of the stairs? Doubt thrilled in my mind as I began to cough up blood. And then the whole world turned black. And we never knew who it was. And to get to the last bad ending, I need to choose, well, neutral in the second delusion, and then positive for the delusion in the cafe. I don't think we've seen the neutral dialogue in this case, since for the main endings we needed to choose positive, and for the bad endings we needed to choose negative here. But I never had to choose neutral here before. I'm going to show the dialogue here, even though it may just be a few lines of text, and then I will be skipping the positive delusion in the cafe. What? I carefully cut open the top of the letter. I kinda got spooked since it started skipping text. But I was right, we haven't seen the neutral version of this delusion. I carefully cut open the top of the letter and took a deep breath.
Senpaiのこと、ずっと見てました。好きです、宮代先輩。もしよければ、私とお付き合いしていただけませんか？
But when I looked at the bottom of the letter, I froze. There was an 11-digit number and next to it.
お返事待ってます。
A message.
電話か。
A phone call was a very dark and scary thing for me. But she had told me her feelings and was waiting for my answer. As a gentleman, I had to respond. And there was still a chance that it was a prank. Ito and Saraka were playing on me. I needed to make the call just to be sure. I carefully entered the number on the paper into the phone and tapped the call icon with shaking hands. And let's see. I waited a while, but there was no sign that she would pick up. Just as I went to hang up.
そうだな。
So we're back here. That's right. If Vicky would make me happy, that was fine with me. Now we find out that this is all a delusion. And I already thought that the bad end would at least be a scenario where he would choose never to wake up.
よかったです。
As the gentle darkness slowly enveloped me, if something bad happened, I could just look away. I could hide myself in my own little world and just not look at it. Trying to deal with things would only make me miserable. What was wrong with that? There was nothing in my life worth going through all that for. I could just let things pass me by. If I could have fun and be happy, what could be better? Everything would be fine. I could live here. Yuki was saying she would do everything she could for me. I couldn't turn down her kindness. This was fine. Everything was fine. It was just fine.
そう、それでいいんです。
Everything's fine. In the end, the world was mine anyway. It was only what I saw, what I felt, what I knew. I could do what I wanted. It wasn't bothering anybody. I could just forget everything and let Yuki take care of it all. And then I fell. I fell towards an infinite abyss, towards a happy world that only belonged to me, forever and ever.
おやすみなさい、タクルさん。素敵な夢を。
Well, okay, I actually did hope for a longer bad end. But then again, they did say in Yuki's route that if he wouldn't wake up, then he would never wake up again. So it makes sense that it ends with his consciousness fading away. But with this bad ending, we've seen all bad endings in the game, and that means from tomorrow onward, we will start the true route, which I'm both excited for and a bit sad, since that means that this game is going to come to an end slowly. And I really don't want this game to end. But anyway, as always, thank you for watching, and until next time,